Grandma nuts. I swab my nuts. I lick my nuts.
Woo! Hello, brilliant workforce of America. It is me, Jacob, and this is the Poop Wallet Podcast, episode 6. And today we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, a lot of cool things. How's your day? How's your day? Huh? Piece of shit? No, I'm joking, buddy. You know it. But yeah, so I am thinking about today how dreams might be another form of reality. I know, I'm already coming out swinging, right? It's a hell of an episode. Usually I do these things late at night, by the way. So this one is actually like right in the middle of the day. Uh, I feel good today. I feel nice. I feel rested. Um, you know, took I ate some mushrooms. Had a nice little breakfast. Um, and yeah, I've just been chilling. I've been chilling. But dreams, dreams. Now hear me out. So when you have a dream and it feels so vivid that you wake up and you're like, God, that could have just been a memory. You could just. It was so vivid. Well, what if I told you that when you are dreaming, you're actually returning to the firmament of the earth? I don't know if that's the right word for that, but you are returning to like whatever the soul force is that makes up you, that energy or whatever that is coursing throughout the earth and every living thing, and also sometimes not living things. It can run through a lot. Soul juice, which might just be electricity as well. Yeah. I was also thinking about that. What if electricity is just soul juice? You know. Well, I think that whenever you dream, and the reason why people need to worry about grounding themselves with the ground is so that their soul juice, electricity, can return back to the earth, and then you get to experience in these dreams. This is why lucid dreaming is a thing, by the way, and like why most dreaming is just like kind of like this subconscious thing that you're going through and experiencing, much like life. Um, and that's the reason why there's lucid dreams, and that is because that is a pretty similar thing to how it is to actually be alive, and or by what you think is being alive. And I'll get into that later. But so dreams, they allow you to be similar to if you are lucid dreaming. You're able to do what you want. You can fly around, and you can tap into whatever that being is, that soul juice that is God. Electricity might be God. Um and I honestly got, if we're really trying to define what God is, I don't think we can. Uh but the closest thing that we can come to it is like God is everything. And it's like, yeah, I mean, kind of, but everything is everything. All that we can see is everything. So like, you're saying God is all the things that we can't explain, which is everything. So I don't really. You just say you don't know, bro. Say you don't know. That's what nobody knows. I don't know. You don't know. Let's be honest with ourselves. We're looking at millions of different texts from, millions of different people from millions of years apart, and we're having to rely on people, and we're animals, so we're relying on animals to keep trying to figure out what this knowledge is for so long. It doesn't really help. I think the best thing that we can do is like focus on making our life here as good as possible. you know um I think that's why, like, I don't know. Like I realize I'm on like a whole different topic now, but yeah, we'll hold on to that. I was talking about dreams, I didn't bring my notebook. I should have brought my notebook. But we were talking about dreams. And shit, what was I saying? Okay. So like that allows you to kind of experience like being God in a way sometimes. But you're also being like it allows you to be conscious and self-aware sometimes, but also sometimes it's not, which I feel like is representative of people in general. Like if you were born as you know, maybe you're self-aware, very self-aware, you know you. And but then what if you were born as that guy you hate who's just not self-aware at all? Then like and that one you're not really self-aware as much. You're more of a subconscious dream, right? So like yeah. I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying here? Do you get what I'm saying? I hope you understand what I'm saying. Because, like, I try to explain all this stuff, and people are like, all right, schizo, you're wearing too much bling to be talking like that. But I'm like, I've got an idea. I have an idea. I will tell you it. I'm not crazy. I am not crazy. Okay? I am not crazy. I'm just saying dreams could be pretty close to what reality is. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of parallels. Why is it that sometimes dreams stick with you for years and they feel so real from that perspective? Even if it's like, you're like, obviously that can't be real. That was an evil unicorn that stabbed me through the chest when I was like 8. Why do I remember that dream? Who knows? Um God, they're so real sometimes. I've been having the same dreams for probably a year now, maybe a year. Uh, it's always in the same location, and it's just different events each time. And obviously, they're not real to our reality, which is the reality that you come up out of whenever you're out of the dream and you stop like recalibrating your brain with the energy juices going through the earth. Um, but yeah. I'm talking like I know all this. Nobody knows anything for sure. This is just my understanding of what it is. It could mean nothing. It could be, fucking useless. This is just how I keep myself from going insane. Or maybe this is how I keep myself insane. I am not crazy. I am not. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. What was that thought that I was trying to hold on to earlier? Where I was like, all right, well, hold this right here. We'll go back to the dreams and we'll come back to this. I think it was about how. Oh, yeah, I think I've already talked about it pretty much. You kind of get the gist of what I'm saying, I think. Let me know if you need me to explain that more. If you have any questions about my feelings on what dreams are. For me, I think that they're just glimpses into other realities that are simultaneously real and not real, as is ours, which is simultaneously not real and real. What real means is that you can identify it, see it with your eyes, and hear it and feel it. So, are your dreams real? Who knows? Who knows, man? And maybe this is all like eighth grader shit. Who knows, man? I'm 23. This is my first time living, you piece of shit. It's also your first time living. What are you doing right now? You're at work? That's good. We need that. I'm just lazing around. Look, I'm getting high all day so I can try to entertain people, so I can be a glimpse into like the fucking hopefulness of the world. I don't know what the fuck I am. I don't know what I am. I don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm honestly just trying to have a good time and make money doing that because I feel like I can't break my body. My body's already too broken. So I can't go and shovel shit all day. I'll just die in 3 years. But I'm like I can bring an entertainment to people. Entertainment to people. I was choking on myself. But yeah, I can at least provide that. And I feel like that's a very Irish thing, It is it is very Irish. It's just like, well, if I can be funny, at least you guys will keep me around, right? And it's like, yeah, yeah, for sure. Actually, we like that. If you're a funny guy, yeah, you can hang out. You're like, yeah, he can't do shit. He just gets drunk all day. But God, he just what a storyteller, you know? It's because all he does is tell stories. That's why they make those people so fun to be around. That's what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be a glimpse into that because, like, I will die if I do anything else. Not really. Not really. Obviously. I could, if I really applied myself and was like, "Hey, you know, I gotta provide," then like, yeah. But I don't know. I think you do gotta have a certain degree of uh sacrifice to yourself and like risk taking. It's probably just gambler's mindset. It really is for what I am doing, who I am. I hope to God this is recording. I'm getting real paranoid. I've just been talking to myself for no reason. Oh Jesus. Have I been? Oh, oh, oh no, I haven't been. I'm good. I'm chilling. Holy shit! It's only been 11 minutes. Oh my God, bro. Sorry for getting all up in your guys' ear like that. This is why I need a producer. I need an actual location. I am looking into getting a new I am getting a location. I will say that. At some point in the future, I'm in talks. I'm in talks. This is actually something. It actually is something pretty cool. I'm looking. I don't know why I was being coy, but yeah, I'm looking at getting a location, an office space somewhere close to home, and it's actually pretty affordable, which is something I didn't think would. I didn't think that would be the case, but looking into getting an office space. So that means we're going to be able to actually get people in the studio that isn't like me and people that go like, "Yep, that's a setup, Jacob. That's something." In the meantime, I can't get a professional. I'm doing the tent right now because it is nice and it's kind of nice, but like, also it's like it's kind of unique. I like it. I think it's fun. I like being in the tent. It reminds me of the good times that I've had with my friends over the years growing up. That I've had, you know, there's this one time in one summer, me and my friends, we spent like $500 in total on a $300 tent that was huge. It was like a cabin sized one with, like, it was super easy to set up. It was so nice, this tent. Um, and we bought a TV, and we we it was pretty much like a fort. I just realized we just went and like made a fort. We were like 17 or 18, and we bought this big old TV, just put it out in the tent, and we would just hang out in this tent and just be like maniacs. I don't know. It was some of the most fun actually. And I really miss it. But that, yeah, this is why I got the tent set up like this, because it's so reminiscent of like the good times that I've had with, which is a very like Midwestern thing, you know. Oh man, let's all buy a tent. Like, hey, yeah. By the way, it all got blown away in a very high wind day. Like our TV got blown over, our tent got scattered across the yard, TV was destroyed. We were like, no. And we were out there for it. We were hanging out on the porch and we were like, God, I don't know what to do about this. We heard the crash and then the tornado, not a tornado, but it was very close to tornado weather. But then the wind kicked it up at the tent and we just like saw parts of it flying off. We were like, oh shit, you know, like going and like collecting the parts. TV was busted. TV was ruined. Ah, God damn it. How much weed I smoked out there watching that TV. It was a tragedy. It really was. It was a tragedy. Uh, but then we shot the TV with guns. You know, we got our guns. It's also very Midwestern. We got the TV and we went and shot it. So like at the end of the day, the whole tent thing was just a very positive experience. Yes, it was a lot of money, but like it was definitely worth it. It was so fun. It was like, for what reason? And I remember one of the things that we were saying, we were like, man, you know, when I'm like 23 or something like that, I'm going to lock in and I will not be spending money like I am right now. Boy golly, what a boring life that would be if I decided to go that way. Yeah, no, I'm definitely picking up that stuff and running with it. Why would I not want to have more fun forever and like have a good time. You know, I should be working in a field. I've had 2 organs removed from my body, and it's a miracle. I should be dead by all means. If it was 100 years ago, every time people are like, "Oh, if it was 100 years ago, you'd be working in mine," I would be dead. I would have died at 13 from an exploded appendix or whatever age I was, and then I wouldn't have even saw my 20s. I wouldn't have saw my 20s. So the fact that I am able to be alive today is crazy. And this is why I'm a victim. Ah! No, I'm joking. Everybody has their own right to be like, hey, this thing actually did suck in my life, and this thing didn't suck in my life. That doesn't mean you're a victim if you've had to deal with shitty things, right? I mean, if you make it your whole like, this is my internet, I will, then like, yeah, then maybe don't be a victim like that. Like, just you can do what you want to do in life. It's just that's the whole thing. You can do what you want to do. It's all up to you. You know, have some individuality and persuasion, and get what you want. Enjoy it. Have a good time because this is the only life that you get to experience for all we know. Possibly. I don't know. I mean, the whole thing I was saying about dreams, then like maybe not. I feel like that's just an answer to the exercise. Why do we know that we can die, bro? Like that's such a weird thing. Like why do we know the word why? Monkeys can't ask why. Like, why am I here? Why are you wearing clothes and I'm not? Why are you eating an orange and I'm not eating an orange right now? Me eat orange, I am yum, eat orange, we are eat orange, yum orange. That was one of my favorite monkey quotes. It was something like that. I was paraphrasing. but yeah, paraphrasing a monk. That's what I was doing. Sorry. No offense to that monkey. I didn't mean it. That's no offense. I hope that monkey isn't hurt by what I said. I don't know, dude. Uh, what did you guys do for a job? If you tell me what you do for a job in the comments, I look through the comments every time, by the way, and nobody has commented yet. Tell me what job you have in the comments and like a little bit about your job, and then maybe I can talk about it on here. Give your little world some exposure. That's what I. That's what I'd like to do. Um, I want also something else. I want people to take me more seriously. That's something that a lot of people haven't been doing. I want to be taken seriously, and if you're not taking me seriously, you're a fucking piece of shit. And I have you on my hit list. Well, if you're not taking me seriously, then I don't know what are you even doing with your life. You need to take me seriously, bro. You need to take this all seriously. You need to watch this every day. I'm making one of these. This is important stuff. Every single day, bro. I'm so topical. I watched 30 minutes of Obsession yesterday and got bored and played on my phone and turned it off. I don't think it's out, by the way, on DVD, so I might have No, I'm joking. I paid for it. I went to the movie theaters. But yeah, so I watched 30 minutes of Obsession. Was pretty good, I thought. I liked Obsession the 30 minutes that I saw. I thought it was really cool how that girl was in love with that guy and it was like really sweet. Except for when she did the like thing with like she got his dead cat and then like was like, "Yo, look at that. Like this is like a memorial I made for you with this dead cat." And he's like, "Yeah, that's not cool. Yeah, don't do that. No, why would you do that?" Which I think is really funny. And also like, yeah, I think everybody's had a girlfriend that's like overstep boundaries like that, and like in a way that you're just like, holy shit, that's horrifying. Please, why would you say that? I had a girlfriend that wanted to uh do stuff with blood. Let's be frank. And God, man, no, it's scary. You know, whenever a woman wants to harm you in a sexually gratifying way for them, run. Or whenever a guy wants to do that either. You know, I'm not gay, but if you're into that sort of thing, or if you're a woman and you like guys, or if you like guys, I guess I don't. Um, then yeah, you know, also don't let them cut you open or whatever. She wanted to, yeah, she wanted to hurt my willy, bro. Ah. I said no. I said no. What are you talking about? And then when I broke up with her, she claimed she had stage 4 lung cancer, even though she was the bass drum in the walking band in high school. And why? So like, how could she have stage 4 lung cancer if she had a head full of hair and she was marching with a bass drum? That doesn't make sense to me. And it didn't make sense to me at the time. I like was like, this is why I'm breaking up with you. Why are you like this? You son of a bitch. Why would you do this to me? Stage 4 lung cancer. Like that's not even like a lie that you can get away with, really. Like that's like, why would you lie about that? You could be like, yeah, you know, I have a terminal like blood illness. It's very rare, and like I'm supposed to die like within the next, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. And I would have been like, well, at least that's more believable, you know. But I asked her for her medical paperwork because I was, she had already lied to me so much throughout the relationship. I was like, what am I supposed to believe, that you have stage 4 lung cancer now when I'm breaking up with you for lying to me about stuff? No, I want some medical documentation. I don't believe you. Why the that's crazy. And I was the bad guy for that. Why was that? But how was it? She said that she was actually Scottish, and she had a very thick Scottish accent that she had to hide from other people. So she practiced having another accent, but normally she has a Scottish accent. And I was like, that's, you know, I was thinking, I was like, that's insane. That's not, that can't be true. But I was like, really? Huh. Huh. From Scotland. You know, like I didn't like I you kind of just like, when you're a young man in love and you get presented with something like that, you kind of, you know, um you allow them the get away with more things, so you wouldn't allow other people to get away with, because you're like, why would she lie about having a Scottish accent? You know, like, so I don't think I'm like, I don't think I'm at the wrong there. I'm just saying, like, that's a, you know, why would she lie about that? You know, so like in the moment, whenever somebody's telling you something like that, as a young man, you know, you have to just be like, like that. But what's going on? What's really going on here? Are you being truthful with me, or is it how has a Scottish accent? You know, how does that work out? I just, you get, when did you come to America? We're in high school, and you don't seem Scottish, and your brother is not Scottish at all. And I've met your brother; he's a very Mississippian type of guy. Uh, Scottish? She stole people's art. No, it's evil. Don't do that. Kill Jacob. That's different. That's different. Kill Jacob wasn't stealing art. Kill Jacob was like a parody of Kill Tony, while also doing its own thing. It was a completely different thing. Kill Tony never painted himself completely green. Or Tony never did. Tony Hinchcliffe. Kill Tony. Just calling him Kill Tony. Yo, it's not Kill Tony? Holy shit. Yo, that's Kill Tony over there. That's so funny. Holy shit, is that Doug Kill Tony? Oh my god, I gotta go. Yo, Kill Tony, can you sign my hat? Calling him Kill. Is that the Joe Rogan Experience? Is that Joe Rogan Experience? That one's not as funny. Calling Tony Hinchcliffe Kill Tony is pretty funny. I don't. Yeah. I bet you thought your audio stopped for a second there. Yep. I've realized what like pauses like that can fucking do. Unnatural pauses. It sounds so weird whenever you're watching and listening back to it. It's like you're listening to one person talking, and this is all unscripted, off the dome. And then you hear a pause out of nowhere, and you're like, "Am I fucking Spotify break?" No, I'm still here. I'm still here. You know, it's yeah, we're doing a podcast, baby. What do you think? You think I'm left? You think I left? Hell no, I'm right here. I'll always be here. I'll always be your man. I'll always be your man. Or something like that, man. Uh, I'm in the, I'm in the hood, gang. Yeah, I'm in the gang. I'm in the gang. That's me, bro. Yeah, listen to my solo. No. Oh shit. Why'd you have to go? Uh, too slow. That was my freestyle. That was terrible. That's terrible. I was like, every person who's watching, I'm gonna look at my YouTube analytics, and like everybody who's watching is just gonna fucking it's gonna dip right there. Oh, that's a crazy thing. People are watching this, but they're not commenting, and I'm like, it's so weird, like seeing like in a way, it feels like doing stand up, and because I thought there would be like less of like a crowd looking back at you thing whenever there's not anybody commenting, but then when you're getting views and nobody is commenting, you're like, yeah, it feels like you're bombing. It's really it's kind of funny. It's kind of, I don't know. Just be like, how about that? And then like 16 people seeing it and then being like I don't know, dude. I don't know. We're gonna be getting some cool people on here, by the way. It's gonna be a cool time. It's gonna be a cool time. I keep saying that. I will be. I'm doing an interview very soon. Like the next time I record, I will be doing an interview with someone. So that's cool. The next episode will actually be with somebody else. Episode 6, still solo. We've had 6 solos, and then 7 will be with another person. I'm gonna be interviewing Generation Alpha. Me myself, I am a Gen Z. So that'll be very interesting. Very interesting to see like the differences between our uh, our generations. Our, our generations. Yeah, man, what a jolly good time we're having today, isn't that right? What are you doing? What are you doing right now? Why are you doing it? If you don't like what you're doing, bro, just think about why you're doing it. I was gonna tell you to just quit what you're doing, but that's stupid. Don't quit. Fight, brother. Fight for what you want. But do it responsibly. Fight responsibly. Don't hear the words like, "Oh, I need to go fight for what I want." Okay. And then like go like, "Hey man, you want to fucking go?" Like at a bar, like you just like that's fucking you up. You're shooting yourself in the foot there. Like that's like yeah, you're fighting, but you're like, why are you're not fighting for anything really, you're just fighting the fight. Like just like figure out what you really care about and then fight accordingly to it. Like you don't have to fight, like fight is a metaphor, you know it's a metaphor. You know what, I'm actually in a really good spot in my life. not much has changed in the past. Like, so I lost my job, my car exploded, and I've been stranded here. I've been stranded. Um, so I've been recording, you know, every single day, trying to get some money, get a way out of this, because there's no other way that I can really see right now, except for, and of course, I'm putting in job applications and stuff. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to, but I'm not getting results. So the system is failing me. So, I can't really be mad at anything. Um, Also, though, because I'm still healthy and being fed and have food and water and have a roof and AC. So I don't know. I'm chilling, man. I've got stuff I want to do. I'm not really stopped by all this. Of course I got bills to pay, but I mean I can't pay them. So I just I don't pay them. I don't have any money. So uh it's kind of just I don't know what you want me to do here, man. Okay. And some people would define that as being a loser, but how, think about how much value my life has in time and being able to do the stuff I want to do and being able to experience and create art and help my family day to day. Like, think about that compared to you having to slave away all day just so that you can get an Xbox whenever you want, which does sound really nice. But, there's got to be a fine balance. There's got to be a balance between everything. You got to have enough money to be able to make it. Um, but, like, don't just get so focused on making money for no reason. You got to still, have it. It, get enough money to do so that you can live and help if you have kids who keep them alive, obviously make enough money to keep them alive. That's why I'll never shit on somebody completely for just doing a 9 to 5, because it's other people have different goals. If your goal is to have a family and stuff, you're gonna go and okay, well, I need to go get a good paying job. My goal is to entertain other people and sit around on my ass and live a bachelor life, and have a fun, good time. Other people's goals aren't to do that. I kind of have a misconstrued goal, but I'm wanting to have a look. I'm not just sitting on my ass. I'm providing entertainment for people. I want to make it so that people who are miserable have something to look forward to. People who are caring for families and you know, doing their own thing. That's what world would we have if we had no entertainment? It's weird to make somebody feel guilty for wanting to do entertainment. And it's you think I don't want to just go and make my buddies laugh all day and shit? Yeah, I'm sure, but you don't you didn't prioritize that. You prioritize other things. It's I'm working very hard to not make mistakes in my life to make it where I can't do this stuff that I want to do. There's a lot of sacrifices that come with that. And it's weird, because it's people they'll think oh, you don't have a job. I worry about security. I worry about where I'm going to sleep, but I want to provide entertainment. I want to be an entertainer. That's a hard life to go into, but I know that. So that's fun, And I'm having a good time while doing it. I can't really complain either, because it's yeah, I'm doing all this so that I can have a good time. Is this just a justification for unemployment? I don't know. Oh, what are we doing here? No, because an unemployed guy also I wear condoms every single time, bro. I wear condoms because I don't want to get somebody pregnant immediately and then just like, ah, shit. Well, now I got to worry about this kid and stuff. I gotta go get a job immediately. No, dude. Like that's why like I put off relationships and stuff. It's so that I can focus on my art and get to a good place in my life and be able to look. If I can do my art and support myself really well, then like okay, maybe I go have a kid. Maybe then I start letting a couple loads loose. You know, but right now, I'm like I can't. Look, I'm trying to make it to a point in my life where I can do the shit that I want to do and still be able to afford myself and provide value to other people. And I've not completely achieved that yet. And I think that what is this, day 4 or 5 of doing a podcast every single day? I think this will help me get to that point to where I can be a good entertainer, be engaging, and provide value to others while still supporting myself and my loved ones. And yeah, I guess that's the goal, right? So like everything that's my goal. So everything I do in my life pertains to trying to achieve these goals. You know, that is why I only subscribe by these sets of things. If I didn't, if my goal was to have a family, support a wife and kids and everything, of course everything would be much different. It'd be like, okay, well then yes, I should sacrifice marijuana to go and get a job and support myself and my family and yada yada. But I don't have a family, like I just have myself. And marijuana makes me funnier, and I'm trying to be an entertainer. So why would I stop smoking marijuana if it doesn't pertain to my goals? I need to be a happier, more energetic, funnier person in order to be an entertainer. Marijuana helps with that, so much. So like, why would I cut that out? And it doesn't damage me or anything. I'm not a damaged person by it by any means. I'm still doing everything I need to do. Well, god damn it, I'm fucking doing everything I need to do. You son of a bitch. I'm getting riled up. But yeah, I write endlessly. I write all the time. I have so many ideas that I look at and go, God, that's garbage, and I throw them away because they're terrible ideas. But hey, that's the whole part of being an entertainer is that you have to go through your fucking ideas and be like, holy shit, this one sucks. My whole goal in life is to do that. So like, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to work hard at it. I'm not being lazy. I'm working hour after hour. I stay up all night and I work. You know? It's just because your definition of work is different than mine. Your goals are different than mine. Okay? My goals are not to start a family and like fucking I want to smoke cigarettes. I want to hang out with people that are funny. I want to have a good time, and I want to buy my parents a fucking house someday. You know, so like that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. You cannot blame me for trying to pursue my goals because god damn it, I have free will, and so do you. And you can make mistakes, but you can let yourself know when those mistakes are too far and not to make them again. Or you can just not make those fucking mistakes. You can learn from other people. There are so many things to learn from. If you really care, you will take the time to learn and look at what other people's experiences are. And you will do that. You will do that if you really care. Like me, I care. I care a lot. I keep looking at like other people whose lives are similar to mine, and that's usually ends up in tragedy, which is kind of scary. But at the same time, it's like the fucking gotta. I need to make a name for myself. I gotta be funny. I gotta, I gotta be cool. I also gotta get the hell out of where the fuck I am right now. I'm in a tent. I'm in a tent trying to make a podcast. And there's no places for me to do stand-up comedy right now. I mean, I guess like look, I could probably start going to the bars around here and be like, hey, stand up. I'm a stand up. I'm an aspiring stand up. And let me say, I think I do a very good job at your establishment. So can I get a night here? Yeah, I'll just set up a tip jar. I'll do it for free. I'll bring my own equipment. Yeah, maybe I'll do something like that. Maybe we'll see. The thing is, though, is that like I am a hard taste to acquire, and I think I'm in a it's in a very small town in the Midwest. So like people, they see what I'm doing, and they're like, "Good God, man!" They're like, they get scared by what I am, you know. So like, it is what it is, and it's fine. But I just have to be in a different area where people know what I am. People can, I've seen worse than me. People understand what crazy is. I am not crazy. I am not. And then they could compare me to them and then realize I'm not crazy and I'm actually like chill, you know. There we go. Easy peasy. I can hang out, you know. And once I start getting other people on this, John, that'll be cool. That'll be cool too. I'm getting more confident with solo podcasting. I like, now that I've said that out loud, though, I'm much more self aware of what I'm saying. I shouldn't say that. That's just where my thought is going. That's the thing. It's just trying to follow a streamline of consciousness. That's all podcast is. Is just like, hey man, here's my consciousness. Here are my thoughts. And that's all solo podcasts are. It's just like a stream of consciousness into this, especially unscripted ones. You're talking to me for my stream of consciousness. Do you like my stream? Is the stream of consciousness good? You're getting all that stream into your mouth. That's gross, man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. That was a joke. That was a joke. I didn't. That's a gross visualization. I didn't mean to put the visualization of me peeing into your mouth and your head. But that's my bad. That's really my bad. That is my bad. Um, I'll try to refrain from doing that again. Oh Lord, this has been a good one. I'm having such a good time right now. Is this a good day? What's going on right now? That's the thing about so yeah, it's definitely long enough into the episode you're talking about. That's the thing about microdosing, by the way. I'm so fucking retarded. And thinking about I should be shot. What am I talking about, bro? No, dude, god dang. Ugh. I should be punched in the head. I should be punched in the head repeatedly. That's what I deserve. I'm talking about like, oh, what you do, what you want to do in life, and what I'm like trying to do, my goals and shit. Let's talk about what I deserve. What I deserve is to be beaten up senselessly over and over, forever, constantly in life, getting kicked in the face. That's what I deserve, and that's what I'll get someday. You know, but we all get what we deserve in the end. It's about what value you provide to other people, um, what you do for yourself and others, and the legacy you leave. Legacy is a weird one, though. I actually don't think legacy matters that much. I think it's more about your impact on other people because, like, yeah, you can have a good legacy, but if you're just remembering like as being like a total piece of shit, evil bastard, then it's like, hey, let it. Okay, but like, think about like all the if you're living if you're living a really good life and you help so many other people who go on to help the world and like are a net positive, but you're still remembered as being a piece of shit, so what? Like I don't know who. I don't think there's many people that align by that because we think of them as piece of shits, and you can't really go against mass consensus. But that sounds like I'm like alluding to Hitler or something. But Hitler is evil. I want to let me. Hitler is not an example of that. Hitler was an actually net negative for the world. He killed a lot of people. So was Stalin. So is like many other dictators. So hell, even our current guy right now is not really doing the best job when it comes to um net positives, but it's that's what we're that's what I'm saying is not that, like there are like Gandhi was probably a net positive, probably he seems like that, but he's generally remembered these days as being kind of gross and evil, but like definitely there's definitely some but like net positives, you got everybody's gonna do something evil, I've done my fair share of evil. That's what religion is about. You're all evil, I'm evil, but when we go that guy is evil, then for some reason it changes the whole thing. Oh yes, I'm evil and you're evil, but that's different. We understand. We're trying, but what they're doing, you don't think they don't know they're evil? They know they're evil just like you. You are, yeah. Net positives. You can fuck up your brain in a way to make you think that you're doing net positives and all you're doing is net negatives, and it's vice versa as well. You could think you're doing negatives and you're doing positives. Like, oh man, all I'm doing is this, but you're actually providing so like how many good artists have fucking died because they don't think they're contributing enough to the world, but nowadays they're massively remembered for having that sentiment. Van Gogh, Kurt Cobain, fucking that other grunge singer, the guy from Alice in Chains, a lot of grunge singers. Um, what? So like, it's a weird thing that we demonize art so much and people who are artists and say that their work isn't valid. Then when they go on to die, for them thinking that, we go, oh, how heart wrenching, because yeah. I mean, obviously, I mean, we've all talked about this before. We all fucking get it, but we still, it's all within our subconscious. It's all subconscious, It's known unknowns and unknown knowns. That's something I was looking at lately, which is a really weird concept, and it sounds very abstract when you say it at first. Known unknowns and unknown knowns. What the fuck does that even mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means the known unknown is where, like, okay, we all know that this is unknown, right? We all look at the stars and go, oh, oh, no. But sometimes, like that's a known unknown. Then the unknown known is like, what's an unknown known? Unknown knowns are actually harder to come up with because they're unknown, you know. But it's like, oh, I do know that, like uh, or like truths that you don't really want to admit but you do admit. The unknown known, aliens. No, that doesn't fit. That doesn't fit. The known unknown. Jesus, that is a hard one because you're trying to come up with things that are actually, because then that like abstract term starts to actually make a little more sense as to being abstract, because it's like, how can I know it if it's unknown? Well, you got to discover it first, right? And then that's where the know comes in, because then you know it, but first you have to discover it. If you ever smoked a coastal cocktail Swisher Sweet, probably not. And did you know that they're actually pretty gross? I bet you didn't know that, but it's also kind of known that it is pretty gross because it's a Swisher Sweet. What did you expect? There you go. I figured it out. That's pretty cool. I like that. But yeah, coastal cocktail Swisher. Yeah, they are gross, dude. Not surprisingly. Anyway, what a weird thing. What a weird thing it is to be alive at all. Every time I see that, it makes me want to just punch someone. I just want to shut up. You don't know. What a weird thing. You don't know. What even is weird? You're weird. I don't know. Freak. That's an unknown noun. Are you a freak? Are you a freak? If you're a freak, let me know down in the comments. Yo, tag your local freak. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off, man. I'll go over there right now. I'll crawl through this camera. I'll get in your eyes. I'll get in your eyes, sucking away my babies like a fucking spider or whatever, bro. I'll fucking squirt my egg sacs into your eyes. How about that? You want me to squirt my egg sacs into your eyes? I'll do it. I swear to God. I'm doing everything I can to be normal these days. But this is what I got to work off of. This is what a solo podcast is. I'm just riffing, bro. I'm just riffing. All right. Look, if you come onto my show, it's not going to be as strange. Okay. If you're scared to come on here, know that I will treat you with the utmost respect. All right. I've done podcasts with other people before. I know how to do a podcast. All right. I've done many a cast before in my life. So, yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know what you're getting. We're gonna get some cool people on here. We're gonna get some cool people on here, I think. I think we're gonna get some cool people on. We're gonna have a good time. I really want to get a giant rat on my podcast. I almost had an interview lined up with the giant rat like last year, I think. But it ended up not happening due to time constraints. So that was a bummer. But I will interview a giant rat soon enough, and that will happen. I know it will. It'll be a brilliant time. It'll be so fun. Shout out Giant Rat, the New York City Rat. You're my homie. Yeah, man. Oh, fuck. Scooby snack, bro. Jesus. That's so yucky. So yeah, that's something I do like about the 10. It's like, I'm gonna be a bastard in here, you know? I just hose it out. It's easy. It's nice to work with. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what's so brightly written at the twilight's first gleaming? Birds but our flag was still there. Oh, sailors and stars made good. In the heart of the brave. Yeah, that's right, man. Up here, Tom Dre. Yeah. Oh, hands up. Oh, America. Oh, America. Send this podcast to your mom. Send this podcast to your dad. Send it to your pastor. We're having a good time. This has been the Poop Wallet Podcast. I hope that time is up, or else I'm going to look like a fucking idiot when I get up. I've got a feeling it's not. All right, bye-bye.
I grab my nuts. I swab my nuts. I lick my nuts. I do everything to my nuts.